Good evening, Bantam Black hockey fans. Here from Saturday night action here from the North Shores of Silver Bay, Minnesota, at the Rocky Taconite tournament here in Silver Bay, home of the North Shore Storm. Spuds with a shutout win this morning. Looking for another shutout here this evening that can most likely put them into the championship bracket. Playing the Kenora. Well, right off the gate, Spud control into the zone. Beckett sends it in deep. Blaha in behind the net. Clearing attempt out of the point, held in by Brecky. He banks it off the puck. And Welsh will send it off the sideboards. And finally Beckett chips it in. Now Welsh on the near side. Welsh. Oh, sorry, to show you this. Spins around, gives it to Brecky. Brecky up to the near side to Summers. Summers cuts in low. Quick shot there. Goalie save. Now Blaha on the far boards. Tips it up to Brecky. Brecky throws it into the corner. Comes around to Welsh. Welsh cuts to the middle. Tries to get Blaha on the back door, but that got deflected away by the defender for Kenora. Brecky near side to Welsh. Welsh up ahead to Summers. Summers carries it in. Quick shot there. Glove save. Rebound. Get in! Joe Summers puts the Spuds on the board. Quickly 1-0 here on the first shift. Seamlessly harmless shot, but he followed up his rebound and tapped it through the wickets of the goaltender for Kenora. Minute 14 into the game, Summers scores, but the Spuds up 1-0. Kalhoff in the corner, tries a centering Colton. Colton bangs it off the boards. He gets cleared out in front of the net, and Kenora able to clear. Down below the goal line is Poff. Tries to feed it up to Kalhoff. Now Poff will gain possession. He gets it up to Colton, and Colton will carry it up through center ice. Sidesteps the defender. Gets it poke checked away. Now he feeds it to the point where Poff will dump it in low. Kenora fans on the clearing attempt. Kalhoff picks it off. Kalhoff sidesteps the defender. Turnover. Held into the blue line by Poff. Steen hands it to Kalhoff. And the defender for Kenora there to steal it away. Kenora dumps it in deep. Has Bargain now on the ice. He finds Donnie. Donnie tips it up to Mounthaugen. Puck flies up in the air, and hand pass called. And we'll get a face-off. Hand pass on Kenora. Refs confer. They both say face-off comes into the Kenora zone. Mounthaugen didn't take the face-off. Noah controls, is stolen away by Mounthaugen. Hangs onto it at the blue line. Throws it in deep. Comes to the far side. Kenora defender picks it up. Skates through center ice. And tripping call coming up on the Spuds. And there's the whistle. And actually, hooking call is what the call is. Either or. And Cam will go to the box. He'll rest up for 2 minutes as Kenora goes on the power play. So Kenora on the power play. Moorhead on the penalty kill. Kenora sends it in low. Brecky battles for it in the corner. Summers picks up the loose puck, and he chips it out to center ice. Icing's waved off. Kenora from behind their own net. Beckett will give some pressure down behind the net. Kenora works on their exit. Comes all the way out to Brecky. They're spinning her back around to Summers. Summers shoves it down low like a bulldozer. Gets it down to the corner. Now it comes out to center ice, and Brecky picks it up. His feet over to Oswald off the mark. So Oswald will retreat to his own net. Reese gets a poke checked away. Kenora with possession up front. Centering pass taken away by Brecky. And Beckett will come free. Beckett chips it into the zone. Kenora spins around and sends it back out. Toss. Can't quite grab that one. Kenora back. Shoots up through the crease. Rings around to the near side of the blue line. Welsh blocks that one up front. And Welsh takes it away. Welsh with a head of steam. Feeds it up ahead to Summers. Summers in all alone. Quick shot. Oh! Sniper Joe Summers goes top shelf with the shorty and puts the Spuds up 2-0. So Copeland and Blaha now come out to finish filling off the penalty. Blaha into the zone. Carries it in down deep. House chips it into the low. Kenora will take it over. Again, Kenora still on the man advantage here for another 10 seconds. Up through center ice, taken away by Donnie Copeland. Donnie in, one-on-one. Sidestep the defender. Tries to show it, couldn't get quite over the pad. And Spuds back to full strength. Haas holds it in at the blue line. Now Blaha on the near far side. Ships it down low. Back out to Blaha at the point. Blaha hands it to Kalhoff. Kalhoff will chip it low and give chase. Colted off the bench. Hands it down to Kalhoff. Kalhoff centering attempt blocked. And Kenora finally able to clear. Too far as Welsh will chip it up ahead. Welsh behind his own goal line. Then goes cross ice over to Kalhoff. Kalhoff spins around two. Spuds 3-on-1. Shot. Oh! Goal. Goal. And goal is called. Kind of a delayed reaction. And Kalhoff shoots and scores for the Spuds on the rush. It went in and came right back out. So I don't know if it hit one of the back bars maybe. Oswald from his own end. Tries to get up to Kalhoff. Kenora will clear back into the zone. Oh, big check here in the boards. Now Steen. Kalhoff tries to lead it for Steen. Poke checked away, but Miller there to support and pick up the loose puck. Miller fans on a centering pass. Steen on the forecheck along the boards. Asbargen steps up the hole. Loose puck. Delayed penalty coming on. We're not sure who it's on. And it seemed like both teams had already touched the puck, but penalty coming up against Kenora. So 8:25 here in the first period. Spuds lead 3-0. Two first period goals by Joe Summers and one by Kane Kalhoff, giving the Spuds the early lead. And now the Spuds go on the power play unit. Welsh didn't take the face off. Beckett Miller, Joe Summers on the wing. At the point is Cam Mounshaugen and Reese Oswald. Face-off win, out to the point to Cam. Beckett into the face-off circle, shot, rebound, none to be had as the goaltender swallows that up.
It's going to get chippy.
Welsh wins it back to the point. Mounshaugen hands it off to Beckett. Oh, looking for Summers on the back door, just goes out of reach. Now Oswald, cross ice to Cam. Cam down to Beckett. Beckett and Cam work the sideboards. Now Beckett walks in, shot, rebound, goes to the corner. Beckett will chase it down. Feed it back out to the point to Cam Mounshaugen. Mounshaugen looked for a little give and go there, but Beckett couldn't quite handle it. And Kenora will finally clear and carry it outside the blue line. Big check there by Oswald, and he's going to get a penalty for that. And Reese is going to go to the bench for elbowing. Got to keep those hands down. So with 7:35 left here in the first period, there'll be a minute 11 of 4-on-4 action here between the Spuds and the Kenora team. Hasbargen, long flip up, looking for Kalhoff breaking down. Kalhoff walks it in across the blue line. Looking for Colton, cut to the middle, pass just out of his reach. Now Brecky will send it low. Colton skates to the middle. It's a poke checked away just as he's looking to shoot. Now Kenora on the far boards. Gains possession. Kalhoff tries to close the gap. Poke checked away by Hasbargen. Now Kenora regains possession. They carry it into the zone. Shot there up high, and Davis will reach up and grab that. He wanted to stretch his arms anyway. Get a little action. 33 seconds remaining here in the 4-on-4 before Kenora will go on the power play for about 50 seconds. Laha on the faceoff. Kenora controls. Walked in past. Gets to the defense. Quick shot there and a goal. So Moorhead unable to get control of the puck in the corner, and a couple little taps, and it's in the back of the net, and it's now a 3-1 lead for Kenora. So it's still a 4-on-4 action here, as that was during the 4-on-4 play, so no penalties expire. Kenora inside the zone. They shot. Blocker save off of Davis. Welsh kicks it to the board, and he'll bank it off the boards and out to center ice. Turnover. Picked up by Welsh. Now taken away by Kenora. 2-on-1. Unable to capitalize on it, and Woodard spins around and hands them. Woodard up through center ice. Sidesteps the defender. Loses at the faceoff circle, and Kenora back to full strength. So we got a 35 seconds remaining of man advantage for Kenora. Foss takes it away. He sends it over to Welsh. Welsh chips it up ahead to Mounshaugen. Mounshaugen skates it through traffic up to the near side. Now he hands it off to Woodard. Woodard skates into the far faceoff circle. He throws it shot wide of the net. Mounshaugen throws it to Welsh to the point. He'll just send it down low. Loose puck comes through center. And Spuds back to full strength. Welsh comes to the near side to pass. Isaac gets up to the red line, dumps it in as the Spuds finish making some changes. Kenora up ahead, poke checked away by Wells. Now Wells picked up the loose puck and chipped it up to Miller, who sends it up to Summers. Spuds 3-on-1. Let's see if they can separate out. Shot there, goes off the stick, centering pass, nobody left. And puck comes back to center ice, and Brecky will get everybody onside. Oswald sends it ahead, goes off the defender's stick, so no icing. Now Brecky at the point. His was a dangerous pass. He didn't see that defender right in line with Reese. Now the Spuds back to their own zone. Oswald up ahead for Beckett, carries it along the near boards. Centering pass, Summers, shot, backhander, rebound by Blaha. Now Oswald steps up, his shot hits some bodies up front. Summers up to Brecky at the point, his shot gets deflected to the corner off a defender's stick. Kenora grabs the loose puck and they'll carry up through center ice. Stolen away by Blaha. Loose in the neutral zone, now picked off by Beckett Miller. Beckett to Brecky. Brecky up ahead to Summers. That gets intercepted. Kenora dumps it in. Loose puck. Comes to Oswald in the center of the ice, and he'll pick it off and start moving. Up ahead is Colton Miller. Colton Miller will dump it in. He'll continue to get chased, and the Spuds make changes. Kalhoff, not able to hold it at the blue line. Now he steals it away, and he carries it in one-on-one. Kalhoff, shot, blocker save, Kenora. Colton tries a centering pass. Stolen away by Wells. Wells shot, pad save there by the goalie, Fender. Now back to the near side to Wells. Wells sidesteps. He threw a pass to Kalhoff, 3 feet out of the air. Kalhoff had to knock it down. Asbargen, good work holding at the blue line, but it goes right to a defender. Oh, stolen away now by Kalhoff. Now Kalhoff gets it to Colton Miller. Spuds retain possession. Oh! Colton was looking for Hasbargen on the back door for a tip and just missed the side of the net. Now Wells back through the zone. Cuts through the middle. And Spuds are offside. 2:34 left here in the first period. Spuds lead Kenora 3-1. Face off, win, pushed into the zone. Spuds giving chase. Toss, holds it at the blue line. Got 2 Spuds laying on the ice. Now Toss, back down low. Woodard will give chase. He'll pick it up behind the goal line. He feeds it up to the point to Oswald. Oswald back down low to Woodard. Woodard and Copeland got to separate here. Now Copeland tries to skate through traffic, gets the poke checked away. Kenora back the other direction. And Montauk able to chip it out to center ice. Reese looking to sneak up and steal it away. And offsides on Moorhead. Beckett wins it back to Hasbargen to Brecky. Brecky up to Blaha. They'll chip it into the zone and give chase. Now Brecky. His shot deflected off a stick. Summers picks it up in the corner. Summers works it in low. Clearing attempt by Kenora. Held in by Blaha. Brecky steps up to help out and sends it deep. Now Hasbargen jumps in on the play. Beckett tries to sidestep a second defender. Now Hasbargen holds it into the blue line. Beckett spins around. His pass to Hasbargen gets deflected and sent down the ice. Brecky will hustle to it. Oh, Brecky with a nasty fall. That looked like an odd check there. Quick shot there, and Davis will squeeze that and hang on to it. With 49 seconds remaining here in the first period. Colton wins the faceoff back to Wells. Wells up along the boards, tried to feed it ahead to Calhoff. And no, Icy's waved off. Got to the red line, which is surprising. Calhoff tries the center. Calhoff continues to gain possession. Looking for a pass, hands it off to Steen. Steen now leaves it for Calhoff. Calhoff spins up front, hands it down to the corner. Steen hustles to it. He steps on the puck, loses his balance, and up ahead, where Wells will pick it off. Wells hands it off to Calhoff. Calhoff gets, Colton gets checked right into Calhoff and takes his legs out. Now Kenora on the far side, held in by Poss, and finally punched out to center ice. And that's the end of period number 1. So after one complete period of play, Spuds lead Kenora 3-1. I believe we're going to get just a 1 minute timeout here, and we'll come back for period number 2. All right, here we are, ready to start period number 2. Spuds lead by 2 goals. Summers with 2 in the first period, and Calhoff with the third. Beckett wins the faceoff and flips it into the zone. They'll give chase, but Kenora will get to it first. Now Summers hustles to it. Gets to Brecky on the point. Brecky tries to throw it in low, but Beckett's standing right in front of him, and it goes off his chest. Now turnover. In on. Oh, good recovery there by the Spuds. They almost let a little mini breakaway go through. Now lead pass up for Summers. Summers in alone. Cuts to the net. Shot and scored. Oh, sorry, I missed that for you. Summers just backhanded a centering pass. It went off a defender, came right back to him. He swatted at it, and of course the goalie was sliding across for the pass, and Summers puts it in the back of the net. And that's number 3 for number 5, our Joe Summers. Puck comes back to Hasbargen. He goes cross ice for Wells. Wells center pass to Colton. That's behind him. Kenora carries it in through center ice. They'll throw it on net. Davis will just stick it to the corner. Wells. Skelhoff. Colton. Loose puck picked up by Wells. Wells goes up the right wing. Leaves it for Colton. He's unable to corral it, and Kenora comes back the other direction. 2-on-1. Good play there by Hasbargen to push the puck to the side wall. Centering pass. deflected way up into the air, and Steen will take it away. Jet. He'll dump it in as he goes for a change. Pass deflected away from Kalhoff. Now Kalhoff steals it. Kalhoff relieves the pressure up to Hasbargen. Hasbargen calmly dumps it low. Centering pass by Steen. Or actually Copeland, excuse me. He was looking for Moundshagen up front, but the goaltender stick that away. Another shot attempt there by Moundshagen. He's on his backhand, not much on it. Oswald goes cross ice to Welch. Welch down low to Copeland. Copeland skates into the middle, hands it to Oswald. Oswald shot, deflected to the corner. Moundshagen centering attempt. Woodard with a one-timer pad save by the Kenora goalie. And Kenora back up through center ice. They dump it in where Welch will pick it up. Welch gets it to Woodard. Woodard hands it off to Moundshagen. He gets a poke checked away. Welch picks it up. Welch cuts it up the right side. He loses an edge. Goes down. Now Moundshagen on the forecheck. Oswald will pick it up at the blue line. He rings it all the way around. Comes to the near side where Woodard will try to chase it down. Foss trying to hold the blue line, but Kenora able to kick it free. And Oswald will go back and pick it up in his own zone. Oswald will leave it for Woodard. Woodard leaves it for Beckett. Beckett chips it up along the boards. He'll stop. Sidestep one player, but gets a poke checked away. Now he steals it back. Oh, one-timer to Joe Summers. And number 5 has 4 in the game. Joe Summers, goal number 4. Summers, centering pass. Oh, Blaha cut into the net, just out of his reach. Kenora clears the zone. Beckett picks up the loose puck. Gives it back for Oswald. He goes cross ice up to Blaha. Blaha tries to center to Summers. Now Paw steps in, holds it low. Now Beckett feeds it to Oswald. Oswald throws one high off the glass. Kenora tries to clear. Oswald holds it in the blue line. He steps into the face-off circle. Shot there. Blaha with the rebound. And covered up and hung on. Oh! And that's a penalty coming up against Kenora. So just under 11 minutes left here in the second period. Spuds with a 4-goal lead. And now they go on the power play. Just kind of a... Colton Middle wins the faceoff back to Brecky. Brecky down low. Gives it to Kalhoff. Kalhoff with room. Walks out front. Shot there. Goes right up the cage for the goaltender. Now Steen and Kalhoff kind of on top of each other. Got to create a little space. Kalhoff tries to walk out front. Loose puck. Steen. Colton backhands at it. Now the Spuds try to set it up. Feed it out to Brecky. Brecky down low. Couldn't quite handle that pass, and it popped free, and Kenora clears onto center ice, where Hasbargen will settle things down, and that's an offsides on Moorhead. Face-off comes to center ice, because that's where the pass originated from. Battle for the loose puck. Wells poke checks it away, hands it off to Summers. Summers carries it in. Now they set up the power play. Beckett to Mounshaugen. Mounshaugen. He missed the net by a mile. Summers down low. Now Summers sets it up to Oswald. Oswald, nice spin move there to avoid the bad pass. Quick shot there, rebound, and covered up there by the goaltender. As Oswald had that shot looking for a rebound, as Welsh and Summers were on the doorstep, looking to pound one in. 51 seconds remaining here in the power play. Welsh will take this face off. Welsh wins it over to Summers. Up to Oswald. Now back to Summers. Summers centering pass gets taken away. Now Mounshaugen hands it down to Beckett. Beckett to Mounshaugen. Back down to Beckett low in the corner. Feeds it back up to Mounshaugen. Mounshaugen with a shot. Steps up in Welsh's gear. Welsh's shot just goes wide. Centering pass. Held in by Mounshaugen on the blue line. Good stretch there. Mounshaugen throws a sharp angle shot. And that's deflected away. And Kenora able to clear. Welsh steals it away. Welsh gets it to Oswald. Reese leads the breakout up to Summers up the far side. Summers cuts through, cuts to the middle. Shot there, deflected wide. Goaltender got a piece of that one. Now Beckett. Kenora back to full strength. Reese, Oswald, shot, deflected by Welsh. Just goes wide of the net. Welsh hands it off to Beckett. Beckett sidesteps one. Tries to throw a net. Welsh with the rebound. Shot and scored. Gavin Welsh on the rebound. Scores for the Spuds. And it's a 6-1 lead. Face-off wins back to Brecky. Brecky to Oswald, or Paw, excuse me. Blaha along the near boards here. But to settle things down, gets set up in their own zone. Brecky spins it up along the board. That pass is in Blaha's skates. Supposed to have to get back on side. Moving the puck quickly here in this second period. Copeland cuts to the net. Rebound. Oh! Shot by Blaha. Big save there by the goaltender. Now Blaha cuts to the net with it. Gets it poke checked away. Now Copeland with it in his skates. Blaha supports. Brecky holds. Brecky chips it down low to Blaha. Blaha calmly waits. Spins around. Gives it to Copeland. Copeland battles for it. Now it comes to Brecky at the blue line. Brecky walks in. Shot. Rebound. Blaha looking for a rebound chance there, but it was on his backhand. Woodard in his skates. Woodard was looking for a deflection, ended up in his skates. He couldn't get a stick on it. And Kenora will dump it in. Down deep. Isaac Foss rings it around the near boards. Woodard on his horse, hustles to it. Unable to chip it through. Now Isaac picks up the loose puck. Gets a poke checked away from him. Spuds are offsides, yeah. And that's an offsides on Moorhead. Bringing the face-off just outside the blue line. 6:55 left here in the second period. Spuds leading 6-1. Kenora wins the face-off. They send it all the way down. Welsh will settle things down and get control. He hits the jet on the wing and hands it off to Colton. Colton in up across the blue line. Poke checked away, loses it for Welsh at the blue line. Welsh hands it off to Hasbargen. Hasbargen shot. Glove save there, tipped it up over the net into the glass. Now Hasbargen steps up, tries to throw a shot. That goes off a skate. And Kenora comes back the other direction. They dump it in. Welsh will hustle to it. He'll pick it up behind his own net. Welsh looking for Kalhoff up along the near side. Spud's got numbers 3-on-2. Kalhoff takes it low. Looking to get a pass off. He gets ridden into the boards. Stays with it. Now forechecked by Colton along the boards, helping out. Pile up of players along the board. Kenora digs it free. Kalhoff doesn't give up, though. Stand up there by Hasbargen at the blue line. And now loose puck picked up by Hasbargen. Up ahead to the near side to Colton. Colton runs it in as the Spuds are making changes. He looks for a cross-ice pass as Welsh was diving in low. Now Welsh finds Oswald up top. His shot got deflected by a defender. And Kenora clears, and Oswald will go back to his own zone to pick it up. He goes cross-ice to Brecky. Brecky finds Malzhaugen up the middle, and that's an icing. I don't know why not, but we deflected it, but we were nowhere near the red line. Malzhaugen throws it in on net. Summers shot and scored on the rebound. Joe Summers, number 5 for 5. 7 goals for Moorhead, 5 for Mr. Summers today. Summers is on a roll. Loose puck out the faceoff, picked up by Brecky. He'll dump it in deep. Brings all the way around where Malzhaugen will pick it up. Malzhaugen leaves it for Summers. Summers centering pass to Beckett. That gets tipped away. Now held in by Malzhaugen. Nope, Malzhaugen will carry it out and reset up everything. Spuds settle things down. Long lead pass for Summers. Summers skates it in wide to the right. Cuts the net. Shot, rebound. Beckett with another rebound shot. Another save by Kenora. Now Oswald hands it low to Summers. Summers centers to Beckett. Beckett tries to get a pass to Malzhaugen on the back door. And Kenora able to clear out the center ice. Oswald, lead pass up for Summers, too far for him. Kenora will take possession of it. They'll dump it back out to center ice. Brecky hands it off to Malzhaugen, stolen away by Kenora. Quick shot there. Goes off of his body. Kenora flips it up and in. Goalie's worst nightmare. The lob shot flopped up high. Davis tried to reach for it, and it literally slipped right in behind his glove, up and over top of him. That is a goalie's worst nightmare. You get caught out looking to stop a play, and the puck gets deflected high up over your head, and you can only reach so high when you're a goalie. All that gear, there's no fancy behind-the-back plays because it's a lot of gear to move. 7-2 lead for the Spuds here. Turnover at the blue line. Kenora walks in, shot, save, Alex Davis. Woodard in to take this face off. He wins it back for Copeland, who picks up the loose puck. Copeland sidesteps 2. Spuds got numbers, 2-on-1. Donnie cuts straight to it. On the side of the net, goaltender holds his pad to the ball. Now Blaha and a Kenora player go to the boards, or go to the ice, actually. Now it's run out to the point to Welsh. Welsh sidesteps 1. Carries it in low. Now he feeds it up to Woodard. Woodard shot, glove save, Kenora. .257 left here in the second period. Spuds lead by 5. Jet Steen, quick shot there, deflected high up and over the glass. Now Steen in the corner, tries to send her to Colton. Colton's tied up in front of the net. And penalty coming up against Kenora. I'm going to agree for the Kenora fans there. I didn't think that was much of a call. It was, he played the man with the puck right in front of the net. That was the defenseman's job, but Spuds get the penalty, or Kenora gets the penalty, so the Spuds will go on the power play. Kenora fans not thrilled with that call. Can't say I blame them. A little questionable, but sometimes they go your way, sometimes they don't. Spuds set things up. Hasbargen carries it in the blue line, but it's an offsides on Moorhead. Colton Miller will take the face-off. He wins it back to Hasbargen. Hasbargen, pass up ahead to Colton. Colton will fade it in, set the power play. Looking for Kalhoff. What a save! Da-da-dun, da-da-dun. Beautiful feed by Colton as Kane was cutting to the back door. Kane one-timed it in the net, but the goaltender flashed some leather and stole one away from Kalhoff. Great play all around. Good entry by the Spuds. Nice passing. Kalhoff cutting right to the net. But goaltender's here to play too. Steen feeds it out to Hasbargen. Hasbargen to Brecky. Brecky, shot, rebound. Steen right on the back door again, looking for a tip in. Now Colton will settle things down. He'll get up to Brecky. Back down to Colton. Colton on the far boards. Gets it low to Kalhoff. Kalhoff back to Colton. Colton looking for Jet working to the net. Brings around to Hasbargen. Hasbargen shot, rebound, loose. And covered up as we got a whistle. Multiple whistles, but everything's okay. Moorhead going aggressive to the net. Defense for Kenora doesn't like it. So Woodard will take this face off. He's got Copeland and Blaha with him. Copeland handles it along the boards. Hands it off to Welsh. Welsh, Blaha in the corner. Blaha up to Oswald. Back down to Blaha. Now Woodard behind the net. Copeland down low in the corner. Finds Oswald. Oswald point blank. Oh, big save there. Oswald right where he wants to shoot the puck. Quick shot there by Copeland. Now Woodard. And Blaha tries to chip it out to the defenseman, but that gets past everybody, and Welsh will settle things down and get onside. Welsh's pass off the mark, and that's an icing on Moorhead. As it was just outside the outstretched arms of Donnie Copeland. 1:02 remaining here in the second period. Spuds on the power play here for another 20 seconds. Woodard will take this face off. He wins it over to Blaha. Blaha tips it on the Welsh. Welsh now flings up the boards up to Blaha. Blaha will leave it for Woodard. Woodard up through traffic. Splits the D. Walks in. Shot. This goes wide. Oswald steps up along the board. Oswald hands it down low to Copeland. Copeland tries to center. Kenora back on full strength. 35 seconds remaining. Blaha holds it low. Kenora gains possession. They'll carry it up and out to center ice. Up through the neutral zone. Shot attempt deflected away by Oswald. Oswald up ahead all alone. Sidestep two. Sidesteps another. And penalty coming up against Kenora again. As Oswald cut to the net on the backside. Tripping call on Kenora. So 9 seconds remaining here in the period, and Kenora goes to the box for tripping.
I don't know what this guy's seeing.
So 9.2 seconds remaining here in the second period. Kenora holds it in low. Brecky at the point. Quick shot there. Pad save. Now comes to Isaac, and that's the end of period number 2. So after 2 complete periods of play, Moorhead leads Kenora 7-2. We'll take a 10-minute timeout here as we get a Zamboni break, and we'll come back for the third and final period between Moorhead and Kenora. All right, here we are back for the third and final period between Moorhead and Kenora. Spuds lead by a score of 7-2. Spuds will start this period on the power play. Power play unit will be Blaha, Woodard, and Copeland. Brecky and Hasbargen on the blue line. Woodard finished getting dressed here at the center ice, and we're ready to roll. Woodard wins it back to Brecky. Brecky up the near side to Copeland. Copeland in up ahead. Shot there, goes wide of the net. Skims the outside of the post. Hasbargen throws it in low. Behind the net, Kenora. And they try to flip it up, and it goes up into the netting out of play for a whistle. Face off controlled by Kenora. They chip it out to center ice where Hasbargen kicks it down. Now Brecky hands it to Copeland. Him and Woodard tango feet. Now Copeland, shot, save, rebound, loose puck. Side of the net, Kenora controls. Kenora pins it up against the boards. Trying to kill remaining time here on the penalty. Now Woodard behind the net. Gives chase. Kenora rings it around to the far side where Hasbargen picks it up. Hasbargen gives it to Blaha. Blaha's shot deflects off a couple of skates. Now Brecky throws it in low to Woodard. Woodard, his shot gets deflected. And Kenora able to clear. And that's an icing. And we got arms up. We got a penalty coming against Woodard. Forwarding's the call. Coach is talking to, ref is talking to the Moorhead coaches. That's not a good sign. And that means Woodard's getting a 2 and a 10. So Steen will go off the bench to sit the 2 minutes for Woodard. So Woodard will sit for most of the remaining of this game. He'll have the final 2 minutes to come back for. So with a 17 lead, penalty against Moorhead here. So we have 4-on-4 action for 44 seconds. And then Kenora will have a power play for about a minute 16. The ref says, let's go. We want to get this game underway. Bud's clear, and that's going to go the distance for an icing, so we'll just stay down here. Reese's pass is a little too hot to handle. So Blaha will come up, take the face off. Blaha and Copeland. Blaha. Face off controlled by Kenora at the board. Shot on net, saved by Davis to the corner. Donnie turns it over, throws it almost on his own net. And now Welsh with the loose puck. Welsh, long lead pass for Blaha. Goes on net, so no icing. I think Blaha might have tipped it anyway. Now loose behind the net. Kenora picks it up. They settle things down. Kenora up through center ice. Poke checked away by Copeland, but Kenora picks it up. Shot there goes wide of the net. Brings all the way around to the near side blue line where Blaha will chip it out. Copeland up ahead for it. And we got another penalty. Penalty coming up now against the Spuds. Blaha. Nope. Oh, no. There are matching penalties called here. So, matching minors here. Kenora is back to full strength. I missed that. So now we got a minute 8 of power play for Kenora. Ref giving explanations to the Kenora bench. Kenora doesn't even have a fifth man on there. They haven't figured out that they need a fifth guy. So it's still 4-4 here because Kenora hasn't figured out they're on the power play. They should be. Their player, I don't know what happened. Their player came out of the box, and I don't know where he went. So, but Spud's up ahead. So we're skating 4-on-4, even though. And we got another whistle. I don't know what this one's for. Sonora's still only got 4. Oh, now they got 5. Now they've got their full unit out here. So power play here for Kenora. Face off win by Kenora. Shot goes up high into the glass. Summers able to chip it out to center ice. Now up along the near side. They chip it in. Gets through Brecky's skates. Hasbar going to chip it off the glass. That'll hit an official. Picked up by Summers. Summers shot. Oh, goes off the post. And Kenora comes back the other direction with numbers. Nice poke check away by Brecky. Brecky with the puck. Ends it up to Summers. Summers tries to poke it through the D to split. Now Brecky picks up the loose puck. Brecky shot. Oh, his goes off the post. And back come the other direction as the Spuds get back to full strength. Another turnover there by the Spud. Runs ends up right on Davis's pad. Spuds are getting a little sloppy here. Now Colton tries to chip it in. And Kenora finally able to clear it out. And Colton chips that in off sides on Moorhead. 11:21 remaining here in the third. Spud still leads 7-2. A little messy here to start the period. A lot of penalties. We're off 5-on-5 hockey. It was matching minors. Wells chips it on the board to Steen. Steen hands it off to Colton. Colton up through center to Kelhoff. Oh, passing just in the skates of hair. Couldn't get anything on that to do anything with it. They steals it away, sticks with it. Poked away. Wells steps up at the blue line. Hands it off to Colton. Colton centering pass to Steen. Back to Colton. Shot. Just goes wide. Clearing attempt. Held in. Oswald. Oswald shot. Rebound. Backhander by Colton goes wide of the net. Now Steen picks up a loose puck. He tries to center it to Colton, but it's deflected away by Kenora. Wells will chip it up ahead, but that gets inside the zone where Calhoff was trying to come out, so it's an offsides on Moorhead. 10:36 remaining here in the third. Offsetting minors with Blaha and the Kenora player are over. Both teams skating 5-a-side. Loose puck comes to the near boards to Brecky. He'll dump it in. Brings all the way around to the far side where Mountain tries to get to it, but held in by Hasbargen. He dumps it in wide of the net. Copeland hands it low to Brecky. Brecky, cross ice, over to Unsaugen. He's one-timer. Goes behind the net. And Brecky holds again at the blue line. He chips it in low. Haas now skating forward. His centering pass. Goes off a skate. And Kenora able to clear. Up through center ice. Poke checked away by Hasbargen. Kenora spins back again on their own zone. Copeland to support. And Kenora able to clear out to center ice. And Hasbargen will chip it up. Now he finds Copeland on the near side. Copeland carries in across the blue line. He loses an edge as he tries to swirl around. Now Wells at the blue line. His shot goes off a shin guard up front. Copeland hands it down low. Summers up to Monthaugen. Summers continues on the forecheck. Steals it away. Spuds. Then trying to make changes. Summers unable to find the cutting defender, and Kenora will send that down for an icing. 8:50 remaining here in the third. Still 7-2 Spuds. Face off to Beckett. Beckett tries to carry it through the middle. Shot there, right off a shin guard. Backhanded pass to nobody but a Kenora player, and he'll carry it out. Wilson intercepts that pass. Now a shot on net. Deflected wide by Davis. Oswald gets it up to Summers. Summers up ahead to Beckett. Beckett in across the blue line, hands it off to Blaha. Blaha hands it off to Beckett. Sidestep, shot, save. Beckett follows up his own shot, picks it up, hands it to Oswald. Oswald shot, rebound. Summers on the rebound. It just goes wide of the net. Now Blaha hands it off to Beckett. Beckett. Oswald converge. Oswald will send it low. Beckett and Summers on the forecheck behind the net. Now it's loose. And Kenora finally able to clear. Wells picks it up. He'll head up with the head of steam. Sidesteps one. Shot. Pad save. Beckett. Shot. Save again. Great opportunities there by the Spuds. Now Oswald hands it down to Kelhoff. Kelhoff fresh off the bench. Kelhoff with some fresh legs. Skates around everybody. Centering pass to Beckett. Beckett shot. Scored. Beckett Miller. Beautiful work there by Mr. Kelhoff. Creating the wide open space. Found Beckett up front. And Spuds now lead 8-2. This should give us a running clock now. Now Kelhoff carries it in all alone. Shot just goes wide. Kenora takes it back the other direction. And they're offside. 7 minutes and counting down here in the third period. Brecky starts things up along the Hasbargen and gets it up ahead to Colton. Colton chips it up ahead. The defender will chip it behind him, but Kelhoff there to support and take it away. Centering pass just behind Colton. Goes off of Kenora's skate. Now it comes out front. And Kenora will clear. And that's an icing. Monthaugen in to take this face off. Oswald in the far board. Off gives chase. Now Monthaugen steals it away. Monthaugen walks in, shot off a shin guard. Copeland leaves it down in the net for Oswald, or Mounthaugen. He gives it to Oswald and throws it in low. And Kenora able to control and get it up to center ice. Wells. Behind his own zone. Now he'll find Copeland up in the near boards. Copeland up ahead. Offsides on Moorhead. Beckett Miller to take this face off. He chips it into the zone. Summers pushes, steals it away. Hands it off to Beckett. Beckett and Summers on top of each other. Now Summers creates some space. Throws a backhander. Just goes wide. Now Blaha picks up the loose puck. Blaha spins around, centering pass. That goes into some skates. Brecky throws it on net looking for a deflection, but just hits some Kenora skates. Now Hasbargen picks up the loose puck. He gives it to Summers. Miller's shot. Saved there by the Kenora goaltender. Beckett on the board. Now Summers working down low. And penalty coming up against Mr. Summers. Woodard opens up the door for him, says, "Come on in, I need a visitor." Only Kellen Woodard would have welcomed somebody to the penalty box. He's such a friendly guy. So 3:52 remaining here in the third. Spuds lead by 6. Face-off coming inside the Moorhead zone. Wells with the puck. Banks it off the boards up the center ice. Gets it up to Jet. Jet now carries it in. Now Oswald back. Oswald goes behind the net to Wells. Wells to Steen. Steen centers it up to Colton. That got deflected, so Colton has to retrieve it on the far board. Kenora up to the blue line, but Oswald will hold it in. He'll give it to Colton. He'll cut to the middle. Give and go doesn't quite work there as Kenora's there to steal that away. Now Steen. He'll throw it in low. Now Oswald. Down low to Colton. Centering pass. Comes through everybody out to Wells at the point. Wells shot. Glove save. 2:50 remaining here in the third. Wells and Oswald will go be replaced by Hasbargen and Brecky. Face-off wins. Spuds can't quite control, and Brecky will come back to center ice. Hasbargen up to Poss. Poss chips it in. He continues on the forecheck. Hasbargen loses an edge at center ice. Kelhoff gets a poke checked away. Hasbargen there to pick it up and send it out to center ice. 18 seconds remaining in the Summers penalty. Kenora works through center ice. Shot there, goes off the boards. Brecky picks it up the side of the net, and he'll carry it out. And Spuds back to full strength. Brecky's pass way out of the reach of Kelhoff, and that'll be an icing on Moorhead. 1:42 and counting down here in the third. Spuds lead 8-2. Face off, one out to the point. Kenora chips it in low. Banked off the boards is Oswald, just outside of Woodard's reach. Now Kenora works through the zone. Stolen away by Mounthaugen. Mounds Haugen's a pesky one when he's got the puck. Kenora chips it to the near side. Copeland tries to chip it up along the boards. Welsh holds in at the blue line. Welsh steps up. Shot. Just goes wide. Woodard, side of the net. Centering pass. Goes off the mark. Welsh goes cross ice to Oswald. Oswald's shot. Saved there by the goaltender. Comes to the near side boards. And Kenora finally clears out to center ice. Under 30 seconds remaining here in this contest. Spuds up through center ice. Woodard in across the blue line. Works his way wide. Tries the centering pass. That goes off the toe of the goaltender. Now Copeland. Excuse me. Centering pass. One-timer by Mounshaugen. Great play there by the goaltender. Now Welsh picks it up. He sends it in low. And that will end this one here, as the Spuds defeat Kenora 8-2. Shots on goal for Moorhead, 38. Shots on goal for Kenora, 7. So with the win here today, we believe that gives Moorhead enough points to be second in pool play, which will move them to the championship game at 1 o'clock tomorrow. So Spuds advance to the championship game at 1 o'clock tomorrow. So join us back here tomorrow from Silver Bay, Minnesota for the championship game at 1 o'clock versus the North Shore Storm. So from Silver Bay and the Rutvina Arena, everyone have a wonderful night, and we'll see you tomorrow at the rink.